Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. What I've got for you today is my new Bloodsucker PvP build, which I've been using in Conflict lately, and I've been finding a lot of success with it, and I thought I'd share it with you guys over here. So, if you like what you see and you want to see more of it, I stream every single day on Twitch. I will leave the link down in the description for you guys, and yeah, you can come and check me out. I use all of the boats featured in my videos. I use them all the time in conflict, sometimes with the ODZ or normal DZ, whichever, but we do mostly PvP with some PvE on the side for those of you who like it. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the boat. So we're using the new specialization, which is the gunner. Um, I know you guys probably know what it's all about, but I just want to explain for those of you that don't. With the new change of specializations, you can now put your preferred um, damage, whether it's assault rifle, LMG, whatever you're using, on any of the specializations, which makes it really useful, right? So I'm using assault rifle here for the 15% assault rifle damage, which is quite nice. My secondary that I use is a sniper, marksman rifle. You don't have to use a marksman rifle. I just use it because I like to have something for range. If it's a bit of a stalemate game, I pull out the marksman rifle. So that's another 15% for the marksman rifle, as well as 15% for the sidearm. I never use my sidearm, but why not? The points are here. I've maxed out the specialization, so why not, right? If you're using a shotgun maybe or something else, then you can change up to your liking, whatever, right? One thing to note, however, is the mag for the LMG is a 50 mag, or it increases. If you have a 100 mag LMG, sorry, it will be 150. It's really helpful, so you can use that as well, right? Then what I really like about this here is the 10% armor on kill. That is one of the strongest things that you get in this specialization, right? So firstly, I'm running Bloodsucker, right? So imagine this: when I break someone's armor, I get armor, right? When I kill him, I get 10% more armor, right? So it's just super useful. It synergizes so well, right? Here we have every third reload is 50% faster. That is not, something to go crazy about, but it's just nice to have. It can help you in a clutch moment. Then the medkit is probably the best medkit of all of the specializations. Armor kits repair 100% armor and grant 50% bonus armor for 10 seconds. So there's just more bonus armor, giving us more, right? So all we want to do is just stack armor, and all of these synergies are just crazy, right? The Banshee is pretty cool. The Pulse for the gunner, I'm not really using it, but it's you can try it. Then generate 10% of total ammo capacity every 60 seconds. Party members recover 5%. Again, nothing to go crazy about, but it's just really nice to have. You give yourself some ammo, give your teammates some ammo. If you're in a DZ, especially when you're running out of ammo the whole time, this can be really helpful, right? So giving ammo to yourself and your teammates, very nice. Over here we have 20% weapon handling while not moving. Needs to be motionless for 1 second. Also really nice. It helps with the eagle barrack because sometimes it's got a bit of a kick to it. Especially now that we're not using the sharpshooter specialization, it can be a bit of an issue, but you need to get used to it, and this can help you if you're not moving. I personally move a lot when I PvP. I don't like to stand still because that means you get sniped and so on. But if you stand still for 1 second, 1 second is not that much, right? Stand still for 1 second, gain that handling, smash in the head, right? Rate of fire increases 5% on kill for 5 seconds. That's also quite nice. You kill one guy, move on to the next. 5% is not that much, but it helps. Every little bit helps, right? So it just helps, pushes you that next step. It's really nice. And then you have the chance to be critically hit in conflict by 20%. That is for every specialization. You guys know about this, but you have to have it. So yeah, that's specialization. I know we took a bit long, but I felt like I needed to really explain to you guys how good this is. The new specialization is, in my opinion, it just gives you everything. It's just really good, and it helps you for those armor bolts. If you're running Berserk, probably don't go for this because a lot of the armor on kill, you basically making yourself do less damage because of it, so probably not the best. But for any armor stacking boats, Bloodsucker, Unbreakable, 100% gunner is the specialization of choice for you. Okay, so we went too deep in this. All right. Anyway, here's the actual boat itself. So this is, in my opinion, the best all-round boat for anywhere. You can take this to ODC, you can take this to normalized Dark Zone, you can take this in conflict. Look at this. Firstly, normalized stats. We actually gain 2000 armor. You see. So the most we lose a bit of health, but I mean that's whatever, right? And skill power it remains unchanged. It does not get touched by normalization. So what's really good about this means just make sure when you do your build, do not roll defensive stats if you're gonna take it to normalized areas like conflict or normalized DZ, right? If it's a strictly ODZ build, go wild, roll as much armor, as much health as you can. That is why my armor is a little bit on the lower end. I mean, it's not low, but I could get it way higher if I'm to roll my blues. But if I do that, then I'll lose all of it in in normalization, right? So that's why, because I mostly do conflict, I have left it like this, right? But okay, let's get into the build itself. I'm using the Eagle Bearer. You don't have to use Eagle Bearer, but I love the Eagle Bearer. I think it's the best gun in the game, so that's why I'm using it. But it's up to you. You can use a P416 with Optimist. You can use sorry, you actually can use yeah, you can, yeah. So you can use P416 with Optimist. You can use a whole bunch of things. Up to you. You can use an AK. You can use Measured if you like as well. Anything you like for yourself, right? But if you have the Eagle Bearer, use it. It's by far the best. It's so good. All right. I'm not gonna go in detail explaining what it does. If you have any questions about it, ask me in the comments. I'll explain it to you. Um, as a secondary, I'm using a sniper rifle. Like I said, the most important thing is it has overlap, which it gives me weapon handling on my assault rifle, right? Uh, then I'm using the specialization pistol because it has two holster talents, so I get protected reload as well as greased. It's quite nice, you know, why not? It's 500 now with the new update, so you can use them. It's no problem, right? Quite sweet. Then the mask. We have a Gila mask, so we need to have 11 blues. Like the build is 3 11 7, right? So we need to have a lot of the blues, a lot of the yellows, you know, to make everything work and connect. So I'm gonna explain to you guys how this works. It's a lot to it, right? So you have health, skill power, spotter. Spotter is really important. We have a 10-second pulse, my friends. Okay, the mod. We have I've got some reload speed here on this mod, a little bit less skill power, you know, because I don't really need that much skill power. I'll show you why. Uh, the mods give me a lot of pulse skill power as well as drone and cam launcher if I need to use cam launcher, right? If you're in a dark zone, I'd say use cam launcher. If you're doing normalized or conflict, drone is just better for those bursts, you know, for these fights that happen. It just really helps. Okay, so spotter, health, skill power on the mask is what we have at the moment. Gila chest piece with armor. See, the armor here can be a lot higher. It's just what I have, right? Uh, Headshot damage I've rolled here now. Unfortunately, if you roll headshot damage, look what happens. It was crit, so I had to get it into weapon damage or headshot damage. I'll put it into headshot damage because I like to go for the heads, right? But you can do weapon damage as well. And look at this, it gets normalized to 5%. So I lose quite a bit here because of it, but we just needed that damage, right? We don't want to do no damage. Again, skill power, Bloodsucker. Depleting the enemy's armor adds a stack of 25% bonus for 10 seconds, max stack is 6. Now, in normalized, it is a bit different. So in the Odyssey, it's obviously better to run this, but in normalized, it's only 20%. Only for 5 seconds, and max stack is 5. But it's still really strong, okay? As you can see, the mods here, we have skill power, turret, we don't really care, but here, 208 pulse skill power, so that helps us. We also have 3-piece Gila bonus, which is another 15% skill power for the pulse. It's just all of those things come together. You see now what I'm talking about. Plus here the mod is total armor mods are really powerful when you're running high armor. So the higher armor you go, obviously percentage will be better. So stack those if you can. Obviously a bit more armor regeneration, we don't really care for that, and some more armor flat. That's really nice. Okay, then the holster. Fenris for that 10% assault rifle damage, really good. Like if you're running an assault rifle boat, make sure you have at least one of those, right? Then here we have more skill power, 562, and health. I've rolled this health. It's a bit higher. I'll roll it higher for the ODZ, but I mean it's what it is at the moment. With precise for headshot damage, right? As you can see, 20k. The moment you put it on normalized, you lose so much, right? So do not roll for normalized. Do not roll your gear, right? Then the backpack is a Gila backpack. I'm not a big fan of this one specifically. It's just what I have, right? Make sure you have hardened on it and on the ropes. On the ropes, obviously, 25% damage when all of your skills are on cooldown. Now we do have a 10-second pulse, so it's only for that 10 seconds that we're gonna have on the ropes on, but when your pulse is up for those other 10 seconds, well, it gives you 20% multiplicative damage with spotters. So it's pretty crazy, right? The 25 here is not multiplicative of on the ropes, but it's still amazing, right? Hardened, 10% extra armor. The more armor, the better, because then you regen more when you kill people and stuff, right? So it's just amazing. Here, a very low armor roll. This is like on the super low end. You see, I need to get myself a better backpack, right? This can be up to like, I think, 30 40k or something armor. It can be insane. As you can see, very little bit, but we do have some weapon damage, which is quite good. Is the only red that we need here, as well as some health. Why not? So it's we have all the things. They're just very little. We can get way better rolls on this, right? With on the ropes and hardened utility right here. Another 100 skill power, some cam launcher, and then drone. We are using drone, unfortunately. It's still very OP. We have to use it. We don't like it, but that's what it is, right? And then it is an armor mod with another 3% total armor here. Helps further, right? Then the gloves, Alp Summit. I like Alp Summit gloves because firstly they give you a very high attribute. As you can see, 12%. That is the max. 12% assault rifle damage is the max you can get on gloves. Single, it's our third red in the boat. We also have compensated, which is weapon damage increased by 15% when your critical chance is below 20%. We don't do crit. We only do strictly weapon damage, headshot damage. So that's what compensated. It just further gives us that damage. It's active all the time. It's amazing. And then 10% CDR. That just is there for the pulse and for the drone and whatever. It just further helps us get to that 10-second pulse, which is the most important thing, right? And then again, we have drone skill power here, some skill power and turret. We wouldn't use turret, but that's what I got, right? You can obviously get better mods for yourself. That's RNG for you, right? But I'm really happy with the 12% here. A lot of damage, and as well as the 15% from compensated. It's amazing, right? Then we have the gill and knee pads, flat armor. You can also, what you can do here, the problem is I wrote skill haste search. You can either do, there's a few things you can do on the knee pads, right? You can go with patience. If you want to sit in cover and regen armor, you can do that. Like I said, I'm a very mobile player. I play very aggressive. I do not stand still, so patience is not for me. What you can do, if you're shorting skill power, if you feel like you need more skill power, you can run empowered here and get yourself 10% skill power. You can do that as well. It's quite nice, but because I have quite a bit, I'll show you the mods of my skills, right? I have quite a bit, so that's why skill haste makes more sense to me. So I get the 10% here, plus another 10% cooldown reduction on the gloves. It's just really, really nice. Flat armor here, you can get more than that, and you can also get percentage armor if you're lucky, right? Then I've got a defensive here, flat armor, percentage armor as well, total armor. As you can see, I try to stack total armor as much as I can. Then I have a weak one here, but it's got 4% total armor as well. So that's all of it. Like, as you can see, as much total armor as I can possibly get, right? It makes it, very, very nice for your build. And yeah, so that is it. Then let me just show you the pulse. As you can see, 10-second cooldown, right? What do I have on it? I have a 42.9 cooldown reduction and another 39.1. I have tried different ones. What I want to show you though, to mod it, look what is my total skill power for the, it's 2282, very, very high. It's perfectly enough to get those, so you just need to make sure that you get to that 10-second, right? I have tried with a battery, it's not as good. I get way less cooldown, obviously, because you only have one mod instead of two. But yeah, then the drone itself, I'm running, I don't have the best mods at the moment for the drone. As you can see, my skill power for the drone is ridiculous. So the moment I get better mods, I've been crafting them, but I'm low on electronics at the moment. But I've been crafting them as I can. The whole idea is here to just get more cooldown reduction. As you can see, the cooldown is quite high, but when it's up, it's amazing, right? It saves your life. Tanks and bullets for you. It is cheese, and I don't like it, but it is what it is. Like, everybody else runs it. If you don't run it, you're at a disadvantage. So definitely run the drone. If you don't like to run the drone, however, you can do cam launcher. Now I've been looking for cam launcher. As you can see, quite high skill power as well. I've been looking for cam launcher heals. This is the best that I have at the moment for my skill power, so I can run a pretty decent armor repair cam launcher. It can be better, definitely, but that's what I have at the moment, right? But if you don't want to run the drone, and especially if you're in a dark zone, I'd say run the cam launcher, don't run the drone. For the dark zone, you're getting shot by NPCs the whole time, a lot more things happening. It's always good to top yourself up with the cam launcher. Definitely very helpful. So yeah, but always have the pulse. The 10-second pulse is the cornerstone of this build. You know, it just makes everything complete. It's really, 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 really amazing. Okay, so you're tanky, but you're also doing a lot of damage, and you could be this 310. You could be way tankier, right? So this is it. We use normal grenade. You can use whichever one. You can use the new gunner, right? Foam grenade. It's not bad. It's just, in my opinion, a very small area of effect. So it's hard to land, and if you miss it, it's like, you know, nothing happens. So I would say run, just use the normal concussion grenade just to, you know, finish people off or whatever if they're behind cover and so on, or just push them out of cover, whatever the case, right? Yeah. So this is it. As you can see, a very it's an armor heavy build, so you get a lot of armor when you know, break someone's armor. Bloodsucker, you know, really amazing. Quite a bit of damage still. Plus the Eagle Bearer does a lot of damage. So yeah, that is it, guys. I hope you like what you saw. If you have any questions, please direct them down in the comments. I try and read all of my comments, answer as many of them as I can. So yeah, but I found so much success with this. I'm currently top 10 in the world on PC for kills, PvP kills. I've been having a lot of success with this build. So yeah, I hope you guys like it. Please come find me on Twitch. I stream every single day. And yeah, that's it from me. I hope to see you guys in the next video or in my live stream. Peace.